Daniel Petric was 16 when he killed his mom and seriously injured his dad over a computer game. The Ohio teenager had been told he wasn't allowed to play video games for a while after he spent 18 hours a day playing Halo 3. He was so angry that his parents had taken the game away that he decided to do something about it. His parents had locked the video game in a small safe inside a cupboard. Unfortunately, his father's 9mm handgun was also kept in there. After finding the key, Daniel snuck into the safe and retrieved his game, picking up the gun whilst he was at it. He then calmly walked into the living room where his mom and dad were and asked them to close their eyes, insisting that he had a big surprise for them. They thought he was sorry for his bad behavior, but instead of apologizing, the 16-year-old shot them both multiple times. After the shooting, he even went as far as to hand the gun to his dad so it looked as though he'd shot his wife and then tried to kill himself. Daniel's sister called 911 after her and her husband came to the house and discovered the gruesome scene. Daniel then attempted to escape in the family truck, but was quickly caught by police. The copy of Halo 3 was also discovered in the truck. Due to his age, Daniel couldn't be sentenced to death for the murder of his mother, but instead in 2008, he was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 23 years. On Christmas Eve in 2015, this father of two killed his 6-year-old son while his 7-year-old son and girlfriend watched on, all because the kids refused to go to sleep and he wanted to play his video games. James Dearman from Florida effectively sat on the child, smothering him to death. When the little boy was unconscious, he called the paramedics, but not until he and his girlfriend had a cigarette first. The child died despite being given CPR by the paramedics who attended the scene. In their statements, it was claimed that the kids wouldn't lie down as they'd been told to. When they started messing around, they were told to face the wall, but the younger boy turned around to watch the action of the video game his dad was playing. As a result, Dearman made his child lie on the sofa before putting his 270-pound bulk against him and squashing him against the cushions. The boy allegedly screamed that he couldn't breathe but was ignored by the couple. After paramedics performed CPR, the 6-year-old was swiftly taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. At first, Dearman was charged with child abuse. However, this has been changed to manslaughter. He and his 22-year-old girlfriend are currently awaiting trial. "19-year-old Lewis Daynes from Essex was sentenced to life imprisonment in 2014 after killing 14-year-old Breck Bednar, a fellow gamer whom he had groomed in an online chat room, specifically for the purpose of killing him. Lewis Daynes first met Breck in a Minecraft server where they became friends and eventually began speaking every day through a piece of software called TeamSpeak. Lewis began manipulating Breck and told him many lies, one of which was that he owned a very successful computer business, and another was that he had donated $2.5 million in bitcoins to Syrian rebels. He also began turning Breck away from his friends and family. After talking for months, Lewis offered Breck a job and promised him that he would be rich. Breck's mother started to notice a big change in him and became concerned that he was being controlled and groomed by Lewis, and even informed the police. She also attempted to stop communication by taking Breck's computer away from him. However, Breck and Lewis continued to talk on the phone and began arranging to meet up. In February 2014, Breck Bednar got into a taxi which was paid for by Lewis and went to his flat in Essex. The next day, Lewis called 999 and informed the police that he'd stabbed Breck in the neck after the two got into a heated argument. When police arrived at the scene, they noticed Breck had been tied up with duct tape and his throat had been slit. Lewis Daynes was charged with Breck's murder, and in January 2015, he was sentenced to life imprisonment, where he will serve at least 25 years behind bars. In 2013, 15-year-old Nehemiah Griego carried out a bloody massacre on his family in their New Mexico home. The teen murdered his mom and dad and 3 siblings after plotting the killing for a fortnight beforehand. He had also considered a shooting in a Walmart and the murder of his 12-year-old girlfriend's mom and dad. However, his girlfriend later backed out of the idea. Police reported that Nehemiah showed no emotion as he was being interviewed until they asked about his computer games, Modern Warfare 3 and Grand Theft Auto. After that, he apparently talked in detail about what he'd done. At around 1 in the morning, he'd killed his mom whilst she was sleeping by shooting her multiple times. He then sent a photo of the body to his girlfriend. Using the same rifles, He went on to kill his 9-year-old brother and 2 younger sisters. His dad, who used to be a pastor, was at work during this time. So Nehemiah loaded up an AR-15 rifle and waited for 4 hours. When his dad came home around 5 a.m., the teen murdered him in cold blood too. After the massacre, Nehemiah met up with his girlfriend and went to the church where his father once worked and informed people his family were dead. He explained that he'd come home from a friend's house and discovered the deceased bodies. He later changed his story multiple times. A security guard working at the church immediately called the police, and Nehemiah was arrested and charged with the murders. In March 2016, a judge decided to sentence Nehemiah as a juvenile, and he received a 5-year sentence to be served in a treatment facility and will most likely be released when he is 21 years old. Dees, a 22-year-old from Idaho, claimed that his obsession with first-person shooter games aided him in the murder of 3 people, suggesting that he had become desensitized to killing through playing the games. He killed Theodore and Elaine Welp, 80 and 77 years old respectively, and Thomas, their 52-year-old son. Dees admitted to suffering from depression and having suicidal thoughts at the time of the crime. He explained that he used Google Maps to locate wealthy homes in remote areas to commit his crimes. He covered himself in black clothing and was armed with various guns and knives. He made sure to park his car far away before making his trek towards their residence. In the Welps' garage, he found a truck that had a set of keys inside of it, which he used to gain entrance to the home. He noticed a security system, but it was not armed, so he proceeded with his plan. He noted to authorities that had the security system been armed, he would not have continued. He also stated that if the family had a larger dog, the plan would have most likely been abandoned too. His motives for the murder were noted as robbery, as he stole credit cards and jewelry from the home. Once inside, Dees brutally beat the 3 family members with a wooden baseball bat before shooting each of them in the head. In addition, Tom Welp was also stabbed in the neck. During an investigation, police found the shattered baseball bat with Welp's blood on it behind a restaurant where Dees had recently attended. Police managed to find and arrest Dees at a Best Buy in the town of Boise. In late 2015, Dees was sentenced to 3 life sentences without the possibility of parole to parallel the triple murder of the Welp family.